Disclaimer: this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before starting, changing, or stopping any supplement, medication, or peptide therapy. Today we are going to explore Hexarelin, a synthetic growth hormone secretagogue peptide that has captured attention for its ability to stimulate growth hormone release. Hexarelin belongs to the family of growth hormone-releasing peptides, or GHRPs, and is closely related to compounds like GHRP2 and GHRP6. But what makes Hexarelin unique is both its potency and its specific binding to the ghrelin receptor, also known as the growth hormone secretagogue receptor. When you hear about Hexarelin, think of it as a tool designed to trigger the pituitary gland to release more growth hormone. Growth hormone itself plays a role in metabolism, muscle development, tissue repair, and even cardiovascular health. By signaling the body to release growth hormone, Hexarelin may support recovery, lean mass gains, and fat metabolism. Let's walk through how it works. The body naturally produces ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, which also influences growth hormone release. Hexarelin mimics this effect, but does so more powerfully and more reliably. When it binds to the receptor, it activates a cascade that prompts the pituitary to secrete pulses of growth hormone. Unlike natural ghrelin, Hexarelin does not significantly increase appetite, which sets it apart from some of its peptide cousins. One of the most notable aspects of Hexarelin is its impact on the cardiovascular system. Animal and human studies suggest it may help protect heart tissue, improve heart function, and even aid in recovery after cardiac injury. This cardioprotective effect makes it especially intriguing, since few peptides have demonstrated this type of potential benefit. Now, let's consider dosing and administration. In research settings, Hexarelin is often delivered by subcutaneous injection. Typical studied ranges vary between 1 to 3 micrograms per kilogram of body weight, usually administered once or twice daily. Like many peptides, the body can develop tolerance to Hexarelin with continuous use, which is why some protocols suggest cycling it, using it for a period, then taking time off before restarting. It's also important to talk about potential side effects. Because Hexarelin strongly increases growth hormone, it can elevate cortisol and prolactin levels in some individuals. This may lead to unwanted effects like water retention, joint discomfort, or changes in mood and libido. Another consideration is desensitization. With prolonged use, the receptors may respond less effectively, making the peptide less potent over time. Cycling is often suggested to avoid this problem. When compared to other peptides in its class, Hexarelin is considered stronger than GHRP6 at stimulating growth hormone, but without the strong hunger response. It is also considered more potent than GHRP2, though the risk of elevated cortisol and prolactin is also higher. This makes Hexarelin a powerful tool, but one that must be respected and carefully considered. In the world of sports performance and muscle building, Hexarelin has been investigated for its potential to improve lean body mass, enhance recovery, and promote fat loss. Growth hormone plays a critical role in these processes, so stimulating its release may provide noticeable benefits. However, because of its strength, Hexarelin is not always the first choice for beginners exploring peptides. Many start with milder secretagogues and move to Hexarelin once they are familiar with how their body responds. Let's not forget its potential role in tissue repair. Growth hormone is closely linked to collagen synthesis and healing. Athletes who experience tendon injuries or joint stress sometimes look into Hexarelin for its regenerative support. Early research suggests that it may indeed encourage connective tissue repair, though more studies are needed to confirm this in humans. We should also mention the emotional and neurological side. Growth hormone affects not only the body, but also the brain. By increasing growth hormone release, Hexarelin may indirectly support cognitive function, sleep quality, and overall vitality. These benefits are still being studied but show promise. Another fascinating feature is Hexarelin's possible anti-aging potential. As we age, natural growth hormone levels decline. This decline is associated with increased fat accumulation, reduced muscle mass, slower healing, and lower energy. By stimulating growth hormone, Hexarelin may help counteract some of these age-related changes, though long-term data is limited. To understand Hexarelin fully, it's helpful to place it within the larger landscape of peptides. GHRP2, GHRP6, ipamorelin, and sermorelin are all part of the growth hormone-releasing family. Each has unique characteristics. Ipamorelin is known for being gentle, with minimal side effects. GHRP6 strongly stimulates appetite. GHRP2 is moderately strong, but can raise cortisol. Hexarelin stands out for its potency and cardioprotective potential. Let's consider a day in the life of someone using Hexarelin under research conditions. They may take an injection in the morning to encourage a pulse of growth hormone, followed by another in the evening. During the day, they may notice improved recovery from exercise, less soreness, and potentially better energy levels. Over weeks, body composition might improve with leaner muscle and reduced fat mass. But they may also need to monitor for water retention, joint stiffness, or changes in mood. This balancing act highlights why peptides should be approached thoughtfully. Cardiovascular research is worth revisiting because it is so unique. Studies have shown Hexarelin may improve heart contractility and protect against myocardial cell death. This effect appears independent of its growth hormone release, suggesting Hexarelin interacts directly with heart tissue receptors. For people recovering from cardiac stress or at risk of heart disease, this could be a groundbreaking finding. It's also interesting to note that Hexarelin has been studied in relation to bone density. Growth hormone stimulates IGF-1, which in turn promotes bone formation. Animal studies indicate Hexarelin may help strengthen bones and reduce osteoporosis risk. This could be particularly useful in aging populations or those at risk of fractures. Let's talk about practical use for a moment. Some researchers stack Hexarelin with other peptides. For example, pairing it with a growth hormone-releasing hormone analog like sermorelin or CJC-129.5 with DAC can amplify growth hormone pulses. This combination targets two different mechanisms, resulting in greater overall release. However, stacking can also increase side effects, so it requires careful planning. On the flip side, Hexarelin is not always recommended for long-term continuous use. Because of desensitization, long cycles may lead to diminishing returns. Shorter cycles of a few weeks, followed by a break, are commonly discussed in the peptide research community. This pattern helps maintain receptor sensitivity. We also need to point out that Hexarelin, like many peptides, is considered a research chemical in many regions. It is not approved for general human use by regulatory agencies, and availability is often restricted to laboratory research. This means access and legality vary depending on location, and users must be aware of the rules in their region. In summary, Hexarelin is a powerful growth hormone secretagogue peptide. Its strengths lie in its potency, ability to increase growth hormone release, potential heart protective benefits, and possible applications in recovery, muscle building, and anti-aging. But its challenges include the risk of elevated cortisol and prolactin, desensitization with long-term use, and the fact that it is not legally approved for general use. Disclaimer: this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before starting, changing, or stopping any supplement, medication, or peptide therapy. Thanks for listening, keep learning, and stay curious.